Hello everyone, this is Susie with the Frazzled Flamingo, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a shaker mold and turn it into a really neat, beautiful ornament. And this is what we'll be making. This one's completed, and this is what we'll be making is these ornaments out of the round shaker mold kit. And each kit comes with a mold and 2 of your resin acetate film. You get 2 sheets of your film and you get a shaker mold in each of our kits. And you can go right on to the frazzledflamingo.com and look up shaker molds and it'll take you right there. So if you need a kit, we have several kits. We have hearts, stars, we have hedgehogs, bears, we have all kinds of things. So if you go on and you take a look in there, you'll find everything you need for shaker molds. Okay, and this is what I'm going to be showing you how to make today. Since Christmas is coming, you can make these great, wonderful ornaments, and then you can just put a name on them or on the back, and you can put a name in a year on the top of them. Any way you want to do them, you can do them. Okay, what you're going to need is your shaker mold kit. You're going to need your resin acetate film. You're going to need your shaker mold. You're going to need your UV resin. And we have wonderful UV resin at thefrazzledflamingo.com. We have our own brand. It's very good. You're going to need some little bits, charms, or something that will go in them. I make my own through these charm earring type molds, or you can use anything that makes little tiny diamond molds or anything like that. I also have these little acrylic diamonds shapes that I put in my molds, and that helps. These just help keep the glitter moving around. You're going to need some bows or ribbon or string. You can make them like this. If all you have is this Christmas string, you can put a little bow, tie a little bow and a little knot there, and there you have an ornament as well. Let's shake that one up. We have little Christmas tree shapes in there that we made with our UV resin, and we made with our little charm mold here, earring and charm mold. And you can find these also on the frazzledflamingo.com online store. So you can use your strings like this, or you can use, if you have some pieces of ribbon, you can also make you a bow for the top. So, you know, it's whatever you choose. You can get these ribbons. I got a lot of these ribbons off of Amazon.com. I just got a bag of assorted colors, and then these ones are just the checkered mix right here. And but you can get any ones that you want that'll work for you. And then when you do order those acrylic diamonds on Amazon, you get a big bag. This will last you a long time. You're also going to need eye bolt hooks so that you can put your hook on it for Christmas, and you can get them in gold or silver. They come in a pack of 500, $2.50 a piece on Amazon. You can get those. We just got our Amazon store, so we should have that up and working pretty soon and have all these items listed eventually. Okay, and then you're going to need your glitters. At Frazzled Flamingo, we have a wide variety of glitters. This one here was made with Candy Cane Lane. And we're going to put Jingle Bell inside of it, along with some of my little charms that I made with that thing. I made a stocking and I made a star, and we have our bow. And we're going to be putting a few of these little crystals in there as well. And then I'm going to be making a patriotic one. You don't have to have it all Christmassy. People have all kinds of things on their trees nowadays. And so we're going to be making a patriotic one with the Patriot, Hedwig, and we're probably going to put a little moonstruck in it. And then I made some little acrylic pieces that are in diamonds and pyramids and just dots that we can put a couple of these shapes that I made in red and blue into our shaker mold. And do not put metal in your shaker molds or in your DIY glitter cups. They will rust, and then you just have a rusty, muddy mess. So if you're going to use any other shapes, and you find in the store, make sure they're either resin pieces, or acrylic resin, or plastic, any kind of plastic. They won't rust and ruin your beautiful shaker mold. Okay, so now we're going to get started, and the first thing we need to do is you take your mold and you flip it the wrong way, where you have this big thick, you have that thick edge there, and this is acetate film. I don't know if you can see it real well, but you get 2 sheets with your mold, and what you do is you need a pencil. Okay, you need a pencil, and you're going to need some Dixie cups to mix your glitter in with your UV resin, and you are going to need a UV resin lamp, or a little portable lamp will work as well. It just will take you longer to cure it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to place your acetate with, it has 2 sides. One's really, really smooth. The other side has a piece of like film on it. Okay, so you're going to do it with the film side up, and you're going to place this onto that thick part, and you're going to trace your circle around with your pencil. Just trace it around. And then once you've traced it around, you're going to take your scissors, and you're just going to cut that circle out. And we want to make sure it's going to fit over the hole of that mold. So if you go just a little bit outside your little drawn edge, you can probably assure yourself that it's going to fit. And it doesn't have to be a very perfect circle. And these little remnants of these films, don't get rid of them. We have shaker molds that have little spots, and you'll use all that up. So you can get quite a bit out of one film. So we've cut that out, and there we have it. Okay, so we got that cut out. We're going to set that aside. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill this mold right now. We're going to fill it up with the glitter we want as our outside. So then what we need to do is we determine, and I'm going to put Hedwig on the outside of this. And I'm probably going to mix, and I think I'm going to mix in a little bit of Moonstruck for Moons and Stars. So get your Dixie cup. Whoops, kind of lost where I was. Get your Dixie cup, get your tools out that you're going to need. We're going to probably need these tools. I'm going to set this aside for right this moment, this one. And we're going to get, and we're going to put some Hedwig in here. And the best way, honestly, to do this, a lot of your chunky mixes, your smaller ultra fines and stuff, they kind of get lost down in the bottom. So if you just dump it out, you're going to get more of the chunkies and not so much of the overall even mix. So I like to take a couple just scoops, and then if I need more, I'll just shake more in there, which that's what I'm going to do. Just going to shake a little more in there. But I do want to put some Moonstruck in there because I want a little bit of stars in the moons in there. So we're just going to tap in just a little bit. We're not putting a whole lot. And then we're going to set these two aside. If we need more, we can mix more. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pour our UV resin right in there. We're just pouring it right in there, just like that. And we want to make sure we'll have enough. We'll have enough. And get your resin stirring tool. These work really great. They wipe off with alcohol. They're perfect. We do have these on the Frazzle Flamingo online store. Okay, we're going to mix that up. And this one looks a little thick as I'm mixing. And I don't really want it that thick. So that tells me I need to add just a little more UV resin on in there. You'll go a little at a time. You don't want to waste it. Okay, and I've mixed that. Let me lean this for a minute because it'll tip over. What I do though is I take my bottle and I go in the inside rim. I just put a little bit of UV resin inside that rim just to get things a little started and fill it out a little more. I don't want bubbles or anything. And by the way, you do need your mask. We are working with UV resin, and once it starts, it's fine right now, but once you put it in the light and it starts curing, once it starts curing, a little bit of vapors come up until it's fully cured. And we don't want those vapors in our lungs whatsoever. And we don't want any UV resin on our skin. So we're going to put on our gloves. And right now I'm using these. I do have the neopril as well. But the neopril, for some reason, when I'm on camera, it turns everything yellow. So I thought what I would do is make sure just for this video, but I do have neopril gloves, but they do, for some reason, when you're filming, they kind of turn your camera, your lighting all yellow. And these are the hardest daggone things to get on, I'm telling you. Alright. There we go. Couldn't get my pinky finger going here. Maybe because I got my ring on, huh? Alright. So we got them on. We're good. Just gonna move them down. Alright. So, we do not want any bubbles around these edges. So, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make sure we're poking down and it's going along the edges so we don't have any missing gaps or spots. Make sure you have your paper towels and your alcohol ready if you need to wipe something off. And we're just going to set that over there. Okay, now that we got that started, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start putting our mixture over the top. And it's thick, but we're going to add some more UV resin. And we're going to just start by moving this around and poking it down in these edges. We're going to spread it around really good. Poking this mixture all down in these edges. And we're going to be adding more UV resin in there. But we want to spread it around, show the love all the way around. I like to pile it on the top and then I can just scooch it around where I need it. And you can just pounce it down in off those edges. Just like so. And work it down in towards that bottom. Because we want our sides to look nice too. We don't just want the bottom edge. We want our side edges also to look very nice. Hedwig is a beautiful iridescent chunky mix. It has some silver in it. It's just a gorgeous, it just reminds me of just fluffy feathers. It's beautiful. Okay, we got all of our mix in there now. But we're going to need some more UV resin over the top. I'm going to wipe that off for a second, set that aside. So all I do is just take some and start going around your edges a little. Okay, just like that. We need to fill this mold up a little bit. Okay, so we got it in there, and now we're just gonna swirl it around. We're gonna make sure everything is good and covered and over our edges. It will self-level. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna pounce it for a minute, drop it. We want to make sure we're getting all the bubbles to come up. Poke down all our glitter so they're all covered beautifully with the UV resin. Okay, and I think we got it. I think we got it pretty good. So now what we're going to do is let me wipe off some spots. I'm going to wipe off my tool. We're going to stick this in our lamp. Okay, I have to be very careful. All right, we're going to take this. We're going to stick it in our lamp right here. Put it in there very gently, and then turn it away so that the UV lights go that way, or away from all your resin and your tools, because you do not want to get get it all over you. And you don't want everything hardened up, because it will cure right away. Okay, I wipe my gloves off with some alcohol, wipe my space off, a little bit of alcohol, and make sure I wipe my tools off and get them all cleaned so they're ready for my next use. And we're going to just set these all aside. Okay, so our next thing, while that's in there curing, get this all cleaned up. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to put this all together. Let me get some more paper towels. Sorry, let me get some more. There we go. Okay, so what we have to do next is now we're going to build on it. We got our circle, we got our film, we got our inside. Now we need to take that film off this. So you determine which side your film is on. Sorry, got to take that off. I can't feel anything with these on. And there is there it is. Okay, it's on this side. And sometimes if you just do your finger like this, you can push it away, lift it up enough to grab, or use your precision tweezers and lift it up, and then you can grab hold of it and just pull it off. Keep curing that one, and make sure you got it all off. We don't want any of that left on there. We want to make sure we've removed all this little film off here, and then set that aside. Okay, now we need to fill. We need to fill her in. Okay, this has a little slot right here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little dip there. It's in all the molds. And we will use this precision bottle that I have glycerin and water mixed in. So this will enable us to put the glycerin and water in here after we have all our stuff done. Okay, so here we go. We got our circle ready. We're going to put we're going to put some glitter in there. You don't want to overflow it with glitter, but you want to put enough in there so it's pretty when it's moving around. Probably 3 good little scoops like that, maybe 4. 4 will do it. Okay, so that's what we got. 4 will be nice. Okay, let me brush this off real quick. Try and keep all your loose stuff out of your ways and keep it off your little film here. Okay, so make sure you got it off your edges. And now we're going to put our 3 pieces, our 3 acrylic pieces. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to put 4. We put 4 of these acrylic diamond shapes. And now we're going to put we got a little eye hook here we're going to need. But we're going to put now our little shapes here, little fun shapes. And now you have that. And you're going to make sure this edge is cleaned off of any glitter. Any glitter. Okay. Take your round circle. You have it. Make sure you have it close by. Because what you're going to do now is you're going to look where your little slot is. And you don't want to put your product in your slot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put UV resin around this whole edge here. This whole edge. And then we're going to put this acetate topper on it. Whoops, see that glitter just... It is... This has static, so just when you're, when you're ready to use it, put it up there. I think I still need, honestly, I think I need a little more. I'm going to put a little bit of candy cane lane in there, just a smidge, because it has some little shapes in there too. We'll just put a drop in there. All right, so now we're ready. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our bottle. This is the easiest way for me to do it. You're going to get it started on the one side, and you're going to use your bottle to move the product around. You just want a little line And we're going to just keep going. You don't even have to mash. It'll start coming out just little bits. That's all you want. And look as you're going to make sure you're getting a good bead of this. So we're just going to make sure we're getting a good bead, and keep in mind where your slot is. My slot is up here. So we don't want to get this product, UV resin, in that slot. So you want to stop just shy of that on both sides. All right, and I think we have a nice bead around here. So now, let me set this down. I need a glove on. All right, let me put my glove that's easier to put on. Might turn us yellow, y'all. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on top of that bead. We're gonna make sure all the edges are covered. You don't want a hole. So, and then we're gonna just kind of mash it down a little. And the best way to tell is to just hold it up in the light. You can see. I'm just checking because I do not need a hole. I'm checking to see where the film goes to make sure it is not leaving a gap that we don't want. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to put it in your light. I'm going to take this one out. You're going to put it in, and we're going to cure that really quickly. Okay, so we're going to cure that. And while that's curing, let me get some alcohol and wipe it off my hands so we don't get UV resin. Make sure you put your cap on and move it out of the way of your light. Let's move that off. All right, let's just brush this off a little bit and get it clean. All right, so now we have this one. We need to take it out of the mold. We're going to make sure you can tell. If you look under here, and if you kind of mash, if it looks like smushy, then it has not cured enough, and you got to put it back in before you remove it. But what I do is I take it out of its mold, and it could be a little tacky, and if it is, then see, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Didn't that turn out just gorgeous? Just gorgeous. And you have your little slit. You have your little slit right there. Let me see if I can, if you see it right there, right here. Yeah, right there. Right here is your little slit. All right, it's still a little tacky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just slide it in here really quick and let it just get a few more seconds with nothing on it. And you see it has a little tacky residue on there. And all you do with that is you just take it so you're ready for your next mold and just wipe it out with alcohol. Clean it really good. Clean out your edges. So you have all that cleaned, and this is ready for your next mold. Bam, you're done. And just wipe it out. And there you go. You got the residue out. It's ready for your next mold. All right, so this should be good now. I'm gonna do that one for another 30 seconds. Okay, now what we need to do is I'm gonna take this mask off because pretty much everything in front of me is cured. I need to breathe a little bit. So what we're gonna put in this one is we are going to put some Patriot. I'm gonna put some Patriot in there. Don't want like tons, we want enough so it's moving nicely. And I am gonna put just a little bit of Moonstruck so we have a little more stars and moons kind of moving around in there with it. Just a tap. I think I need an extra. I'm one that I'm like a glitter freak. I'm gonna probably put more than I should. Okay, so then the next thing we need to do is we need to put our little acrylic crystal pieces, and there's 3 right there. Whoops, there's 3. I'm gonna go ahead and put 4 because I think it'll look good and they'll move better. We're gonna move that, and then what we're gonna need then is our pieces we decided to put in there, and I decided on these 2 oops, I decided on these two. One's like a pyramid and the other is just like a gem. Okay, so we got them in there and we do the same thing. We need our circle, which is here, our film. And I can't pick it up with these gloves. Well, we'll slide it to the edge. All right, so we're gonna pick this up. We're gonna figure out which side is, there it is, we found it, already found it. And we're gonna pull this off. We're gonna get it all off and make sure it stays clean. Okay, remove that, get it out of the way. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do a bead of UV resin. We're gonna find our little slit here. Let me put my mask back on. Okay, got my mask on. We got our gloves. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do a bead. Ooh, that was a big bead. We're gonna push that along. Push it along. And that's all you need to do. You get a bead, you push it along. I'm gonna turn this in my hand. I'm going slow because I have flipped these over and dropped everything out of them and made a mess. So we're just, oh, was that off camera? I'm sorry. We're just gonna put a little bead. You don't even have to mash on this. It will come out and you just move that bead along and try and make sure it's just kind of even as you go. Just get this started. There we go. We get it started and we're going to that other end right there. We make sure we got it all the way around. Set this down and then wipe my hands a little bit. Then we're going to take this and we're going to put it, whoa, whoa, boom, boom, boom. See, they just start jumping up because there's so much static. And we're going to move this around to make sure we have all our sides, edges, and all covered. And the best way I have found is you can look up in the light, and you can see the line of your circle, and it is covered. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take and put that in, and we're going to cure it. We're going to take that one out. We're going to put this one in, and we're going to turn on our light. Okay. So now we have it, and we will be looking for leaks as we put this on here, but this should be okay. I think we got it. Now we find our little slit. We got to go around and find that little dip. There's a little dip in here. There it is. And it's hard to see sometimes. And I want to check it too to make sure that we didn't get any product. Okay, we're good. We can go all the way through. And that's where this comes in handy. Okay, this is our mixture. And you're going to take this precision end right here, and we're going to poke it right in that slot. If I can find it again. Now I've lost it again. Hold on. I know it's right. There it is. Okay. It's hard to see sometimes. And if you can see, you see how that needle went in there? Can you? Well, let me see. That light. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Let's pull that light out. Let's get that light out of our way. And you see where it is? You see that precision? It's right here. It went right in. Well, I say it went right in. Daggone it, I pulled it out. And now I gotta find it again. Oh. Nope, that ain't it. Where did I do with it? Sorry, y'all. I lost my precision end. There it is. Okay. Just had a bubble of water in it. Okay. If you can see, it goes right in there. Okay, so you're going to take and you're going to start filling that water up. Can you see how it's going in there? And it will bubble out a little because, you know, the air is pushing out. So make sure you have a paper towel near you. And we're just going to press that in there. And as the air comes out, it will bubble. And I always try and stop a little bit and I wipe it up because I don't want a big old mess. And then we're going to put more. You're gonna leave a little bubble at the top when you get there. And I'll show you in just a minute. Alright. You're going to hold this upright. We're going to dry off. We're going to check for leaks too. We need to see if anything around our edges is leaking. So we're going to hold this up and we're just going to look for any leaks. I don't see any. So now we're at this point where we got our hole right here. We got, let me see. We have our little bubble at the top. Okay, and it's at this point you're going to want to fill that hole. Hold on, we need to wipe it. Wipe it off. I need a little more. I think I need a little more, just a smidge. All right. Wipe it off. Make sure we're getting it wiped off really good. Okay, and before we fill the hole, we have a little, we have our little eye screw bolt thing here, right here. You can barely see it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use that hole to put this in, and because you're going to need to UV resin in that hole to plug it up. And we're going to use our handy dandy little UV resin flashlight. So before you do that, make sure you have everything that will be out of your way so it doesn't cure. So what we're going to do is in that hole, we're going to just put just a little dab. We're going to take our eye bolt hook and put it in that hole. If I can find it again. We're going to put it in that hole. I have to screw it down just a little. Okay, we got it in there. We want to make sure it's pretty even. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put another little dollop of UV resin on that bolt. Just a little, and put it around it. You can use your little tool at this point to just kind of go around it and smooth it. And then you're going to take your light and you're going to hit it with your light. And I'm going to do it down here so I'm away from anything that would, you can see my light. I'm just going to hit it down here with the UV resin light. With the UV light. And we're just curing where we put that eye bolt in that hole, where we blocked it up. All right, I think we got it. Let me move this, and I'm going to see if it's leaking. We're going to hold it upside down and make sure we got it. Feel for any moisture. I don't see any. See how you have it? Okay, we got some beautiful stuff in there. All right, and we're going to do the same thing with this one. But before we start on this one, we're going to finish this one. And this is how you finish it. You're going to take your UV resin and you're going to put a little dollop on the top of it. You're going to go right on the top in the center, just like that. And you're going to take your tool and you're going to move this to the edges, because you're going to have one solid, you want one solid piece. And it also helps protect it again on these edges. And it cleans everything up. It gives it more protection on top of that sheet. So we're just pulling it to this edge, and we're going to go around this edge real good. Where you did that bead, that beading. And then I need to look in the light, y'all. And then you're going to try and make sure you're getting all of it smooth and we get it leveled out. And to level it out, you're going to have to move it around a little, because you want it to be smooth. And if you have to add a little more UV resin, then do so. Because you would like it to be as smooth as you can get it on the top without all the bumps or ridges. You want to get it as smooth and as level as possible so that it's like glass. And I see I'm probably going to need to add some extras on some sides. It just takes a little bit of time and patience with this. And the only way you're really going to tell is when you hold it up in the light. And it's pretty good. I think we've gotten it pretty smooth. It's pretty smooth. I think we got it. All right, now we're going to put this in our UV light. And we're going to cure that. Okay, and that's how you do that. And you would do the same thing with this one. We're going to set that one aside. I'll do that one later. I'm going to take these off. Then the next thing you're going to want to do, let me clean off my tool really quick. We do not want, we want to keep our tools clean. They last longer if they're clean. All right, so we're going to set this aside. So once you get it all nice and cured and smooth, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have all this. It's on the top. It looks good. You got your eye bolt in. Got it in. We're all ready. Everything's done. And now the only thing we have left to do is put a nice little bow on it. So what we're going to do is we got a bow picked out. And we're going to put a nice red bow on top of this one. Just like that. And you got a few options. What you can do is you could use liquid fusion, and that works really good. Once it's cured, it dries clear and it stays on. Or you could use a little UV resin and hit it with the light a little bit. And that's what we're going to do because it's a little quicker for today to do that. Let me tighten that bow up just a little bit and fix it. And we're going to fix that bow and perk it up just a little bit. All right, there we go. And so what we do is right here where this eye hook is, we're going to put, let me put my mask back on. We're going to put a little dollop on this bow. And I took my gloves off, so I got to be careful. I don't want it on me. Little dollop on that bow. And then we're going to take this bow, flip it over very carefully. We're going to hold it on there where we want it. Take our light and hit it with the light for a second so it'll hold. We're just going to hit it with that light, just like this. We're just hitting the edges. We're going to go around each edge. We're just hitting it up underneath. We're holding it because it will slide until it has a little bit set. And let's check it. Okay, it's set enough to where it's not going to slide off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this in our light for just a little bit to make sure we cure that. And then that's it. And then once you got that on there and cured, then there you have it. There you have it. And that's what it looks like. And you got your Christmas ornament shaker. And all you can print off some vinyl in whatever color and put the year or put a little their name right down here on the bottom, or even on the back you can do their name with the year. With you can even use a water slide if you want, and then put a couple coats of, you can put another coat of UV resin, and there you have it. And then you just put a little string or hook on it, and you're ready for Christmas. There we go. And that is how you make a Christmas ornament shaker mold. That's how you do it. That's how you make a shaker for Christmas. And let me get this other one out because it's done. And then that's it. You got these to give out to people as Christmas gifts. or to upsell, sell to people, give to your loyal customers, whatever you prefer. And they're real easy to make. They don't take a lot of time at all, and voila. All right, that's all I got to show you on this tutorial for today. I hope we have inspired y'all to continue being your wonderfully creative self. And until next time, we'll see you and have a very blessed crafting day.